Hello, dear Pisces. Last but not least in the zodiac, right? Thank you for being patient with your reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome to Aligned Soul Tarot. I am Victoria. I'm going to be doing your May monthly reading. Pisces, man. Feeler of all the feels, the 12th house. I know these times can really affect our emotional well-being, so I do hope that these messages will provide some clarity for you, some insight around these profound times, these changes that we're all going together through. You are not alone, and Pisces, you are the 12th house, like I stated. So you have a really keen understanding and sense of community and working together through friendships and being innovative through connections. That Pisces is all about, networking and tying together all of the lessons that you've learned, because you are the 12th house, so you've gone through and evolved a lot of the time. Pisces who have done the work, you've evolved and you've learned a lot of lessons. So Pisces have this sense of knowing, they're very intuitive, as long as you're doing that spiritual work, because not all Pisces will resonate with that, just kind of depends on where you are at on your spiritual journey, right? Anyone that is, watching a tarot reading usually has some sense of spiritual understanding. So for the Pisces that I usually read for, they vibe from that higher vibrational place, and they feel that calling, feel that pull to bring people together, to nurture others. So maybe you find yourself right now finding ways to help others, even though we have been faced with some blockages around that with social distancing, it's actually going inward. So when you can take that forward movement, you've done the work internally, you've reassessed, you've reevaluated things, right? That's what May is a lot about. And also with the planets, I'm going to talk about what we've been moving into, right? So May is really a big time for reassessing, reevaluating, reprioritizing, right? How we show up in the world for others, right? So let me dive right in here. Let me just start out by saying this is a general reading. So take it as it comes, take it as it resonates, have an open heart, allow yourself to process the information. If it doesn't fit your storyline, then don't let it fit. If you'd like to get a personal reading, the links are in the description box below. If you like what you hear from this general reading, we can definitely dive deeper in a personal reading, okay? Also, check out your sun, moon, and rising and Venus signs. You might be able to get a little more clarity around what's going on in your life, specifically around certain energies of the planets, okay? And also with me talking about Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto, which I'm going to highlight for you, you can check out your chart and you can see for each of those planets what sign they're in, and you can even watch those readings. So get creative with it, right, Pisces? These messages are here for you when they are here for you. It's not just for May. These are timeless readings. So whenever you click on, let them resonate how they resonate, right? All right, so planetary aspects and how they're affecting us all, right? So we get personal here with each zodiac, but on a global level, we're witnessing the impacts of Saturn and Pluto conjoining. They've been getting closer and closer and closer over the last couple of years, and we've been really feeling that Saturn and Plutonic energy, right? And it's been pushing us onto our path, like evolving and growing. Saturn's all about discipline, structure, society, finances, right? Karma's a big one for Saturn. Saturn is there to teach us in some shape or fashion. And karma is all about learning, right? We have karmic relationships, friendships, lovers, family, career, doesn't matter, right? Karma is there to help us grow and evolve. So when we find ourselves in these karmic relationships with people, sometimes we look at it as a negative, right? But it's not. It's just for our spiritual evolution. It's teaching us how to love, how to be loved, how to show up and live in our integrity, right? Be our authentic selves. You know, what doesn't feel right to us, we learn through these relationships, right? So we have to look at it as a blessing, whether it might be intense, right? And especially with Pluto. So Saturn, Pluto is that intense, you know, destructive energy, transformation, death, rebirth. It's all about transforming, right? So then Saturn and Pluto conjoining, it's like really coming together full circle with those karmic lessons with Saturn, right? Reestablishing, reassessing. It's really big energy for May and the next coming months. We also have Pluto and Jupiter conjoining. They conjoined back in April, and they're going to be conjoining several aspects coming up in 2020. Until about November 12th, we're going to be feeling like we're learning, we're evolving, you know, we're reassessing, reprioritizing. And around November 12th, we're going to really feel this big shift of energy, right? And we're going to look back at this period of time, and we're going to really be grateful for all that has happened, right? Good and bad, right? And I try to emphasize for everyone out there the importance of understanding impermanence and death, right? Pluto is all about death, rebirth, and we have to allow this energy to come in, right? To transform us. And so we have an understanding that, you know, all of our life is precious, is unknown. Just because a pandemic happens, you know, it does definitely help us shine light on, oh my God, my life, it's so precious. I have to really take these things seriously and also understand that things can change. But even before this pandemic, death has always been there. The unknown has always been there, right? So it doesn't mean that just with this pandemic happening that we can't grow or have goals or dreams for the future. We should still keep thriving and learning and pushing to grow, right? Just because we can't necessarily take action like we're used to, it doesn't mean that we can't still dream, right, Pisces? And you're a big dreamer. So I hope that just because things might feel stagnant and you can't take action, it doesn't mean that you can't grow and plan for the future, because, you know, death is always there, right? And we have to be comfortable with this idea of death and the unknown and impermanence, so we don't cling on to things too heavily, right? And we can readjust when the times come up like this pandemic has happened, you know, and be able to reevaluate, whether that be in finances, relationships, friendships, right? Take it as it resonates for you. And then Jupiter and Pluto conjoined. And this only happens every 13 years. This was back in January. Again, this is going to be cycling out throughout the year. So we have to really prioritize learning these karmic lessons. Jupiter comes in and magnifies all of this energy with Pluto, right? It's all about our belief systems. So even as a whole, as a global unit, you know, we all are universally connected. We're all looking at how we show up, right? In business, agriculture, restructuring, everything, it feels, right? Financial institutions are really taking, you know, having to take a new approach to how they move forward, because, like I said, life is unknown, and these unknowns will continue to happen throughout our lives. You know, we like to think in a practical, logical way, and that it's methodical and things move and evolve and change. And yes, they do. But we have to understand that death is always there, the unknown, the universe, there's a subconscious force behind it all that kind of powers and motivates us all. We're all energy, frequency, and we're all connected to this energy. So we have to what's the word? It's like weaving those energies together within us, the polarity, the darker shadow self and the lighter self, and integration's the word, integrating those parts of us to become better people and show up to take this world to the next level, right? And evolve as humans. All right, so that's the rundown on the planetary energy that's impacting us all, right? For Pisces, like I said, it's all about community for you, friendships, how you can connect to the world on a macro level, right? Not just a personal level, but you might be finding that you can't necessarily do that like you have in the past, but there are still ways, right? Being innovative to show up, right? Through technology, problem solving, overcoming, some of the social issues that you might be having with, not being able to be with friends or be with a partner, overcoming those problems in your social life. Your hopes, your wishes, your friendships. I feel like for Pisces, it's really important to you, right? It's important to all of us, but certain signs it's more important. So making sure that you are staying connected, even though you may feel this dramatic pull away, and take that time for yourself too, right? Do that inner work and have some inner peace, but still finding ways to show up for your friends and how maybe they even show up for you, right? You'll be surprised right now, Pisces, like the work that you've put in, right? The energy that you put out in the past and how you've shown up for people, you might be reaping all those benefits right now. When, say, you have some losses at this time, you might be seeing friends coming out of the woodwork, showing up for you in ways that you showed up for them. So it's like this, the karma, right? What you give, what you get, and you might be feeling those benefits right now, Pisces. And for those Pisces where, maybe you haven't shown up, now you're feeling that, because this dramatic pull inward, you're seeing like, okay, maybe I didn't show up in ways that I really should have, and I took advantage of certain situations that I had, and now I want to come out of this energy and I want to learn and evolve and grow, right? So it's really a win-win, no matter which way you look at it, right? We're all evolving and growing as long as we decide to do that, right? We have the power of free will. So, karmic lessons show up for us, but we have the power to choose which way we take what we learn, right? And if we feel like we want to repeat that cycle, it will repeat again, right? And we see that a lot with relationships coming back into our lives, friendships, career choices, and they will show up and show up and show up until we learn the lesson. All right, Pisces, let's dive into your May monthly. Again, these messages are timeless. Take them as they resonate. I could pick up on past, future, or present energies. Let's feel into some Pisces energy. What do we have in store for you, Pisces? Okay, 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. All about friendships, community, rejoicing, celebrating. Right now, you might not be able to do all those things that you have in the past with your friends, plans that you had, gatherings, social networking. But it's the underlying energy of this whole reading is really finding ways to celebrate small victories, right? Celebrating what you've built already, right? Rejoicing, looking back at the past. Like I said, things might be coming full circle for you. Friends might be showing up for you in ways right now that, you never thought they could. And you're happy about that. It brings you so much emotional fulfillment knowing that you can rely on your friends, and you're feeling that sense of, working together as a team. So with that being the underlying energy and the rest of the cards that I see here, I'm seeing this polarity, right? And like I said earlier, we all have this polarity within us. We have our shadow self, we have our light self. lower frequency, higher frequency, and we move through this energy within us, and we do it with forgiveness, right? We don't beat ourselves up for feeling certain emotions, right? We're human. We have to understand that. And just because we have, been let down in the past, say friendships haven't showed up for us in ways that we showed up for them, right? So we are learning how to, if that's the case for you, Pisces, if that's what you're going through right now, because I am seeing with the cards here, if you feel a sense of betrayal, or maybe what I put in, I'm not getting back right yet, right? Maybe right now that's how you're feeling. I feel the best way to come at that energy is, yes, feel it, process it, but also right now, all of us are having to understand that external, right? Friendships, career, relationships, all that external, the external world, though it is very important to you, it really comes down to the work within, right? How you feel within. Are you emotionally satisfied? So yes, friendships, relationships, career, those are all fulfilling, right? We all need the sense of that to ground ourselves in this physical world. But at this time, for most of us, and especially for you with the cards I'm seeing, we're having to have this, deeper inner happiness, like being able to sit with ourselves, right? Being able to just be simply satisfied by our own company, right? There's a balance there. We can't rely too heavily on external forces, right? We have to have a balance. We have to, do the self-work, the self-healing, and be comfortable in our own skin. That's really what I'm sensing here. And I'm seeing a little bit of being dissatisfied by certain people that have shown up in your life. And having to walk away from those things that no longer serve you, but not doing it and bringing along that emotional baggage, right? Being resentful or bitter. Yes, allow yourself to feel those feelings, but the end all goal is to be able to come out of the karmic lesson, right? From whatever betrayal from the past, deceit, lies, coming out of that and moving forward into your future with peace and being able to sit with your decisions, accepting, forgiving, right? We got the Ten of Cups here in reverse. So something around family life. This could be family, a relationship, just friendship. You got cup energy here too. Anything that made you emotionally fulfilled. The 10 is all about completion. So in May, there's going to be a lot of revisiting, right? This could be a revisiting of past relationships, reassessing past family foundations. This is Mars in Pisces. So how you've shown up in relationships, how others have shown up in relationships, and really reassessing that and being like, okay, what truly makes me happy? And having to, think that through with this being in reverse. You're not there yet. You might feel like you're not completely there to the 10. Maybe you're still sitting in this 3, celebrating the small victories, right? Looking at the past hurdles and deceit. You got the 7 of Swords here. That's like the deceit card. So I'm feeling this sense of like betrayal, deceit, lies, deception, potentially around family, relationships. And you're needing to get out of that anger and bitterness, because Queen of Wands in reverse here, this is a feminine energy. It doesn't have to be Leo, Aries, Sag, fire energy. It's in reverse, so it shows me that there's some anger, some bitterness. And you're really having to learn how to process those emotions. Yes, people might have done you wrong in the past, especially friendships, right? But letting those people fall away from you, right? That lower vibe, that lower frequency, and really, even if it might be a small circle, right? Just zoning in on the friendships that really bring you happiness, right? And cutting away the people that don't serve you in your spiritual growth. And Pisces, you're all about, bringing people together. The more the merrier. Like, how can we all grow as a community? But sometimes, and almost all the time, not everyone has that same outlook. So you don't want to force others to fit into your, your mold of what happiness looks like, or what your end goal looks like. It might not be the same for others. So having to accept that. You don't want to control with this Queen of Wands in reverse. She can be a controlling, manipulative queen. But this could also be someone else around you too. Like I said, you're weeding out, I should say, the people that, sit in this energy. So maybe you dealt with a really hasty fire sign, someone that was manipulative, was vindictive, lied, betrayed, hurt you in the past, right? And you're now moving away, or in the process of moving away from that to your happiness, right? You got the Six of Swords here, though, in reverse. So this is stagnant, right? So when it's upright, it's about moving to your peace, calmer waters ahead. This is contemplation, travel card, deciding. The Six of Swords, these swords are going with him, though. So when I see this, it's like you got to be mindful of what kind of emotional baggage you're taking with you into your future, right? With this Ten of Cups, and not taking that the bitterness or the anger or the resentment with you. All right, let's clarify just to get a little bit deeper for Pisces. Pisces, let's clarify this Ten of Cups for Pisces. The Empress, yeah. So people and things that no longer serve you in your growth. The Empress is all about growth. This is like the divine feminine. This is all the queens in one. But when it's in reverse, with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's like these people, things, situations, and I'm feeling like this outside, energy from you was not allowing you to have that inner growth. You're feeling stagnant, you're feeling stuck. Also, the Empress in reverse can be overgiving, The Empress is very nurturing, very loving, very giving, right? When she's in reverse, she's off balance. So now you're really reassessing, okay, what I gave, what I'm giving, is it really giving back? We don't want to do things with that expectation, right? But we also don't have to allow those people to continue to hurt us or betray us or take advantage of us either. And it's all about how we move out of that energy. What we put in is what we get back. So if someone does lie or deceit or betray us, it's like, it's all about how we react to that, right? How are you going to let that affect you, Because they win in a sense, or it's not like they win, but you think about it. If someone does something to you and the way you react cause this ripple effect, and then it bleeds out into other aspects of your life, right? And then you find yourself like being really affected by it, rather than like taking that moment to like sit back with it. Okay, not overreacting, not being impulsive, or not just, putting the mirror up to them and doing the same thing back that they did to you, because in the end that might feel good temporarily, right? Long term, when you think about Ten of Cups, this is like long-term happiness. It's not going to lead to long-term happiness when you continue to do that, right? You want to grow, you want to evolve, you want your Ten of Cups, Pisces. All right, let's clarify this Empress card for Pisces. What's this growth about? Yeah. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, you know, everything that you've grown and harvested up until this point, you're really having to reassess that. Seven of Pentacles, this is like the gardener card, you know, planting the seeds, waiting, being patient, you know. Seven is a very spiritual number, so it's like being, it's like using your intellect, being practical with the Pentacles energy, you know. She's just in like this deep contemplation, right? Looking at her harvest. It's in reverse, so it's like, and you got the Empress in reverse here, earth energy. So you might be, you have Taurus or Virgo, Capricorn in your chart, or you could be dealing with an earth sign. It's like the seeds that I've planted so far are not getting me to my happiness. I need to reassess. I need to revalue. Like, I need to reprioritize what is going to bring me happiness. All right, let's clarify this Queen of Wands. Who is this Queen of Wands for Pisces? Who is this Queen of Wands? Yeah, Five of Cups. Okay, so some betrayal, some hurt, some grief, some pain. Five of Cups is the grief card. You know, there's that anger, you know, bitterness. Anger usually is just a mask for sadness. So really these energies are, you know, really cohesive. They tie together. You know, you might have this external kind of like, it's like a mask you wear, you know, to not showcase your wounds. You know, Pisces, they can be really good at showing their emotions, but also they're really good at hiding them, right? They can be a little bit secretive, and they don't, you know, because they feel this deep emotional connection to the people around them. And, you know, that can be hard sometimes when you feel so much. So sometimes they put on this outside exterior, like they're confident, they're cocky, they got it together. And again, this could be someone else in your life, okay? Take it how it resonates, Pisces. But it could be, you know, you like having to, you know, mask your emotions, your pain. So I urge you to process those emotions, process that pain. And maybe that is through friendships. This could be, you know, talking to someone about how you feel, you know, having some closure. But again, if this isn't you, this could be even just a fire sign that is grieving from some sort of, you know, disconnection or something that happened within this relationship, right? The Ten of Cups in reverse. So this could be divorce. Someone's grieving. A fire sign is grieving. They're angry. So it could be that as well, Pisces, okay? But someone in this mix, which I'm feeling is you, is not feeling the growth. They don't see the potential with the Empress and Seven of Pentacles. They're not seeing how this can get them into the future. They're Ten of Cups. All right, what's the Six of Swords in reverse here for Pisces? Six of Swords for Pisces. Two of Cups in reverse, yeah. There's some union here that is coming to a stalemate, like there's just like a period, a breakup. Doesn't have to be forever, but I am sensing this disconnect. This is definitely a breakup reading of some sort, because now we have the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So maybe this could be picking up on something that already happened for you, Pisces. Like I said, I can read, this is general, so it's hard to really get specific with a general reading, but there is some sort of separation with these two cards showing up. So this could be past, this could be future, it could be right now. Take it as it resonates, okay? Doesn't have to be for everyone. But yes, there is this, you know, coming apart. There's no growth here. Moving away with the Six of Swords, but feeling like it's a challenge, you know, because yes, even though it's in reverse, the Two of Cups, you know, there's a magnetism there. There's this deep pull to each other. So this was a very deep, profound connection. At one point, it could have made you or the other person very happy, you know. But now it's almost like there's no growth. It's come to some sort of completion. Like now is a time to really think things through for the future for both of us. All right, let's see about this Five of Swords for Pisces. Five of Swords for Pisces. The moon, yep. So there's some secrets. There's some, you know, hidden feelings right now, Pisces. This is your card. This could be you, you know, getting over, shining the light on past deceit, past hurts. This could be just from, you know, childhood wounds. Right now, a lot of us have a lot coming up because we're really sitting with ourselves. And these planets, you know, in May, it's like, there's a lot of planets that are going into retrograde as well on top of it. So it's even more of an emphasis on, like, you know, really going inward, because I am seeing this disconnect right now. And you having to really prioritize, like, the self-healing, illuminating those inner feelings, those inner wounds, you know, seeking, you know, therapists or even just tarot readings really help. You know, if you resonate with this reading, you can definitely get a personal reading to just have some more clarity around how to heal and move through this, because there's some grief here. Secrets have come out, right? With the moon card. Or maybe things are still hidden to you, but you are sensing, Pisces, that there is some sort of, you know, stagnancy in a relationship. There is this sense of not being fulfilled, you know, being angry, being bitter, and you having to really reassess your priorities. I want to clarify this Two of Cups for Pisces. Two of Cups for Pisces. Ace of Swords. Yeah, some sort of communication is coming to the forefront. You know, there needs to be that truth spoken. There needs to be that understanding. You need to cut out what no longer serves you with the sword of truth, of knowledge, of understanding, right? And being enlightened, illuminating it with the moon card. You're illuminating, you know, I feel like it's more of like what's within you, you know, so you can move through this. All right, let's do a card. Let's pick a card from the Dreams of Gaia deck for you, Pisces. Just to kind of have an overall kind of wrapping up of this reading. This is for Pisces. Please clarify these energies that we picked up for Pisces. Let's wrap this reading up with some deeper knowledge, some deeper wisdom for Pisces. Pisces. Union. Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. This is like my Two of Cups card. So it is upright. So even though you might be feeling, if this reading resonated with you, right, and you are in a separation at this time, I do feel like it could just be temporary, right? Maybe with the pandemic, it's just a temporary like break, and you're, you know, getting over some past emotional stuff, maybe that you never even knew was there. And it's just going to help you evolve and grow in your relationship, you know, because union, it's a sense of maybe even just a union within yourself. There's some sort of union, some sort of closure, some understanding that's happening through all of this separation at this time for you, Pisces. Let's read a little bit more for you, Pisces, so you can have a deeper understanding of what this means for you. Let me find it here, the Union card. 85. So maybe through the process, there's some sense of union coming in for you. It could be a reestablishment of whatever a past relationship, but this could be a new relationship too, right? Wholeness, marriage, unity, connection. Harmony arises when we are in alignment. So, right, coming into that inner alignment with yourself, like I said, you know, we can't always reach for external forces to make us happy. We have to be happy within ourselves as well. That's an always thing, and that's hard for people to grasp. Like, even when you are in these beautiful relationships with others, right, the best, most fulfilling relationships are the ones that allow you to be independent and happy on your own path and evolve together and grow together. And there's not this sense of relying on the other person too heavily, right? You want to know that they're there for you to support you, but you both are empowered by each other. You both have this sense of like still being your own person, right? Even though you come together and you make each other better, you know, there's no sense of like, I need you to be happy, right? The Union card symbolizes unity and wholeness. It represents our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with the world around us. It represents the harmony that arises when we are in alignment within and with both the seen and unseen worlds around us. To achieve this centered state is our fifth reason for being. Who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here? These are some of the questions that you might be asking yourself now, Pisces. Self-inquiry, which is huge for a lot of us right now, puts our feet upon the path to wholeness. It is part of our life quest, and only in asking questions and seeking answers do we become whole. So again, Three of Cups, you could be talking to friends, asking questions, maybe even in this partnership, asking questions, going to therapy, you know. You might be finding yourself actually, you know, spending more time with a partner, but then in this time of isolation with your partner, you could be, things are coming up that you're like, wow, these things are not working, like, and it's making you feel, even though you might be closer in like physical, right, in this confinement, you could be finding yourself feeling farther and farther away from each other and relating to each other. So having to ask those questions, you know, have some self-discovery. There's this unlimited potential here. As we grow to adulthood, we are taught to define, limit, repress, and suppress, and deny. While we can be surrounded by people who support us and tell us that we are capable of anything we set our minds to achieving, we may still limit and restrict our potential by embracing labels and definitions. Beautiful. So, you know, taking what other people have taught us, right? Learning the lessons, the karmic lessons, and moving away from the deceit, right? Coming into union with yourself, having a sense of wholeness, oneness within oneself, to allow for these unions to come actually with another. Beautiful energy, Pisces. I wish you the best on your journey right now, and please reach out to me if you'd like to do a private reading. And again, have a blessed day and be strong. Bye-bye.